Will Rightmove be around in 2033? Today, I'm joined by James Cocker, who is a social media specialist for estate agents. And he's here to tell me today his thoughts about Rightmove in 10 years' time. James, talk to me.
Well, first of all, I think Rightmove is too big to fail. I think if anything, it'd be other portals that fail. Even on the market with its massive new deal, that 100 million, I tell you
Won't
now,
go far, will it?
no, you would need 100 million a year, if not more a year, to start to go and actively compete head to head with Rightmove. And the reason why, Chris, is because what you've got to do there is everybody's got a habit, over 20 years, going to Rightmove. Again, as we said previously, they search directly for Rightmove in Google. They search for that more than they search for cats and dogs. That's crazy. Everybody loves their cat, everybody loves their dog. They love Rightmove more, which is insane, right? So what you've got to pay to do there is you've got to pay to break that habit in their brain. Not just with buyers, sellers, and landlords, with everybody in the nation. That's crazy. That is going to cost you. It's going to cost you billions. Rightmove's worth 4 billion as a company, I think, something like that. Are you going to spend billions and billions to go and maybe get one or two in terms of company value? It doesn't make any sense there. The portal race has been run a long, long time ago. But that being said, and this is what, in conversations with agents, what some of them have told me over years, Rightmove has been telling them that we don't care about Zoopla on the market. What we worry about is Facebook and more social media stuff. And the reason why, Chris, is because, I mean, this isn't new, but for the last 10 years, it's been a direct-to-consumer world. People scroll on social media more than they search. 80% of people find local businesses, products, services, they search for them on Facebook first before Google, and they find them on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, right? But most importantly, it's consumer direct-to-business that are actively searching you out, right? So it could be death by 1,000 cuts for a business, a portal, which is built for a moment in time, the 2000s and early teens, and maybe the late 90s, when people were searching for things, right? Because how it used to be is if you could get the attention of potential customers for businesses on your platform, you charge the businesses for that attention. That's all that is, right? It's just a case of Rightmove it will still be here 10 years from now, right? But again, the main value of a portal is the buyer attention that it gets, okay? Can they maintain the same amount of attention from people as they do, say, 10 years from now? Not in their current sense, right? This is what they would need to do if they were going to do that. You need to look at where content is going, how do people engage with things? Because if everybody's, we've said it previously, if you put your properties on social media before they go on Rightmove, everybody very quickly flocks to you.
Because they don't want to miss out.
Now imagine, Chris, if all 23,500 estate agency businesses, could you imagine if they all did that with every property, put a bit of money behind it on Facebook, Instagram, shared it into local Facebook groups, did that for 6 months. Rightmove isn't necessarily competing with Zoopla on the market. What it knows is it's competing with all the agents out there that start to do that direct-to-consumer stuff effectively.
Isn't it interesting that estate agents, or one of the things that they don't like about Rightmove is the cost, and to wean them, if they wean themselves off Rightmove, it's probably cost them just as much to put some money behind it on a Facebook advert. So really, that's just the cost of doing business, isn't it? You're going to have to, when you were at secondary school, I say this nicely, I was an estate agent in the 90s. When were you born?
99.
There you go. So even before you were a twinkle in your dad's eye, okay, years before that, an estate agent's page was £250 a week.
Right.
Now, £250 a week 30 years ago is nearly £400, £500 today. So we've always, as an industry, been rogered up the backside for putting our properties in front of people. It was newspapers.
Yeah.
It's round Rightmove, and it probably is going to end up being Facebook. That's just the cost of doing business, isn't it?
Chris, that's because those platforms that you mentioned, you didn't own the attention on the platforms. Now, sure, Facebook owns the user, Instagram owns the user, but you own their attention if it's on you. And you can get that in your database. That's your database.
So therefore, with with Rightmove and the newspaper, you couldn't extrapolate their details, but with Facebook, you can get their details in an indirect way through forms and things.
100%, yeah. So it's a case of getting the attention on you and filtering it through into your database.
So get their attention, but then do something with it. Get their data out using Facebook forms, which comes from Facebook advertising, which I know you're good at. Do check him out; he's good. and then put them into your database, which means it doesn't cost you anything, and then you can nurture them, and then that doesn't cost anything apart from time. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you can just renew that over time. You can have buyers in there, you can have their requirements, put your property that would suit them out to them.
So
give them a call
eventually, if you were
first.
really smart and did this over a period of time, you could reduce your spend on Facebook because you've got them on the nurture system.
You can reduce your spend on everything and increase your amount of business you do anyway. But the thing, back to Rightmove in 10 years from now is, in their current state, and I think this is an issue that agents have with it as well, is that it doesn't appear to be changing too much in terms of its platform, right? So it's a case of, well, how do people engage with things? Well, a lot of the content on social media, well, they do go on social media, we know this, but a lot of the content on there is suggested for you. It's AI-based stuff based on what you engage with to keep you interested. Now, in terms of Facebook ads, not necessarily the thing that's got the best leads, but the thing that's got the most leads, the lowest cost leads, and the most engagement, the headline, most popular properties for sale near you, or in Grantham or in Sheffield, right? So if Rightmove are going to keep people engaged, when you go on Rightmove and it just says, for sale to rent,
Yeah.
and you search, that's the main thing, right? With all their data, they could easily have a most popular properties near you today and the most views, and you have that feed and you get them scrolling.
Yeah, that'd be
and
really
that
good.
maintains the buyer retention, which increases its value to estate agents because there's more buyer retention maintained for longer. Or what people really like and what the public really engage with people on social media, those Reels videos and those property tours. Agents do those to market properties on social media. I think Rightmove should have a place on Rightmove where they put those. Or you could have it as part of the listing and the marketing as a listing, but also a feed as soon as you go on Rightmove, or maybe even a selected for you based on your own engagement on the platform. They can easily do a selected for you, and straight away below the search, people start scrolling, and it maintains their attention. And I think
like
that's
that
what they need to
idea.
do. That's what they need to do.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. James, exceptional as always. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.